violence, combat, competition. It's in our blood. It's in our nature to test our skills and seek out victory by any means necessary. You are about to witness a competition like no other. 36 amateur fighters in 3 weight classes will do battle in a grueling league, fighting for points and a chance to be crowned champion. With so many variables, few things are certain. One will rise, many will fall, and no one's getting paid. Tonight, 4 middleweights each have one more fight to prove their dominance over the field, as their inevitable clash against one another looms ahead as the final hurdle. Competition, it's in our blood. And tonight, that blood will be spilled as these warriors fight to survive among the global MEGAfist 12.
Oh, absolutely, Derek. I am too. I've been going a little stir crazy without mixed martial arts action in my life. I was trying to get just any passersby I encountered to engage in fisticuffs, and very few took me up on that offer. Very disappointing.
Like against you or against one another?
Against one another. I was
had to make sure.
I was wanting to commentate some MMA action out in the wild, and very few people are up for that for some reason.
It has been nearly 2 months for these competitors since they've done battle. September 11th was the date of our last middleweight action, as my notes say, and we've got quite a bit to go over. We're gonna go ahead and let you know, as a reminder, if it's been a while for you, there are 3 rounds of 2.5 minutes. Each 10-point must scoring system is in effect. Of course, there is no to the groin, no hitting the back of the head, and no crying in baseball or whatever, MMA, same thing. And of course, if our judges have to weigh in after 3 2.5-minute rounds, it is based on aggression, damage, control of the cage, and who gives the best Netflix recommendations. With that, we're going to go ahead and run through our card tonight. Our main event features 2 fighters in Group B, where there are 2 fighters at 3-0 looking to basically meet up as undefeated fighters. Paranorman, our host, one of them takes on Chet Lama, who finds himself in 3rd place, a distant 3rd, but one upset win could do it for him.
Absolutely. Paranorman has been, I hate to use this cliche phrase, but a man possessed in more ways than one. And Chet Lama is really looking, down at the bottom of the barrel, and it's tough for that young man.
Well, no doubt about that. We would absolutely love to see quite the upset, but also, there is kind of the appeal of 2 4-0 fighters doing battle for top position. We go over to Grover Buppenberg taking on Leon Pagliacci. Of course, neither of those are, in fact, undefeated, both sitting at 1-2, but a win for either man puts them into contention with one more fight to go. And with Paranorman and, of course, Jerome Glorioso, who we're going to talk about in just a second, already in their rearview mirror. They fought the two toughest fighters already. A win for one of these guys could easily put them into the last fight with a chance to upset.
Absolutely, and this is a great stylistic matchup. You got the puppet master in Fuppenberg, and you've got the clownery skills of Pagliacci. You know, kids might be entertained by them in their day to day jobs, but we've got a lot of adults looking for entertainment for their violence tonight.
Yes, this may bring joy to kids during the day, but here tonight, if kids are watching, it will bring horror and a bit of confusion. No doubt about that. And to round out Group B, of course, Jerome Glorioso takes on the 0-3 Slovan Medovic. We've seen it before. We don't want to discount an 0-3 fighter going up against an undefeated. As I believe we saw that I believe we saw that be the case in did we have actually? No, we have not seen it yet in the heavyweights. My mistake. I was looking at my notes incorrectly. But again, that's why we have the fights. Fights on paper are one thing, but when you get into that cage, a whole other thing can happen.
Absolutely. Medovic's been taking a lot of rides in ambulances that he isn't driving. But I think he can turn it around. I mean, any man with two damn hands can really make a name for themselves in this tournament. And Medovic, he's shown that he could get that win if he just put in a little more effort, I think.
Yeah, really wants to be the one to drive his Corolla to the hospital with his opponent inside of it. We turn our attention to Group A. Donnie Bay, Ken Dahl. This is going to be an interesting one to call because these two fighters have been very up and down. Dahl at 2-1. His wins have been very impressive. Donnie Bay with an impressive submission victory, his only win. Very interesting thing with Dahl having a chance to keep pace in first place in the group.
Absolutely. Dahl has looked very solid throughout this tournament, or I guess this regular season leading up to the tournament playoffs. But Bay has shown some flashes here and there, and I think the winner of this one is going to be the king of the beach for at least a little while.
Yeah, no doubt about that. Ken Dahl would like to he'd like to take his winnings and go to Malibu, I'm sure, but Donnie Bay wants to prove that he owns this sand. We move on to another fight in Group A. Dale Branston and the Tumor of Justice. This one could be very interesting. Branston, 2-1, but only 6 points. He's only taken his opponents to decisions. The Tumor of Justice, that's 3 second round he's got a win in each of the different rounds. A second round win, I saw the 15 points, I assume that was 3 second round wins. There's actually a win in the first, a win in the third, and a win in the second. The Tumor of Justice does not know how to go to a decision. I don't know if that's because he's incapable of, or just because he prefers not to.
I think it's just the fact that the sheer radiation he exudes eventually wears down his opponent, and they can't handle his presence, his crushing pace, his rhythm. All of that is just very difficult for an opponent to withstand for even 2.5 minute rounds.
No doubt about that. It is quite the taxing. The conditions of this cage can only be controlled so much. There is that human element, even if that human is part non-human because of the radiation. Brings us to our final fight of Group A. Gordon Wu, the 1-2 record does not explain fully the power he holds. At 6 points, he takes on the winless Wilhelm Schrei. Wu's looking for an easy rollover, a quick win for him, and he could be right in contention. There are 3 fighters on 6 points in Group A, and the right result for any of them could put them in the driver's seat.
Yeah, that's what makes this whole setup so amazing. That even a guy like Wu only won once, but his one win was impressive. If he gets another first round finish, even at 2-2, I mean, he can really keep his destiny in his own hands. Schrei, it's looking bad for him. I mean, you never want to count anyone out until the final scores are tallied, but I don't know if he can manage much, even with a couple of first round finishes.
No doubt about that. Well, we have gone through our fights tonight. Our upcoming fight in just a moment. We're starting off with a big one. The Tumor of Justice, Dale Branston. This is where it begins, and we're about to go to that one in just a moment.
Absolutely. I do wonder though if Branson is going to be at any point distracted based off of the sickly green color emanating from the Tumor of Justice. Get him thinking about pickles a little too much. Even a subtle mind game like that could play dividends.
You'd want to say that would be on purpose.
Let's go, guys. Fight.
For the Tumor of Justice. Nonetheless, that seems to be the case. We apologize. We're having a little bit of lock issues at the moment. We'll try to get them sorted out.
Big upper.
Yeah, big uppercut there. Should the fight end in the first round, we will let you know what's going on as far as the clock is going on. Apologies again. 150 seconds. It's 2.5 minutes of action because these are amateurs fighting with an amateur pace. That is twice when Branston has stuffed a takedown. And it goes to the knee, but Tumor ends up blocking it. I guess you saw that coming this time.
Yeah. Oh, and Tumor Justice finally gets that takedown. Could have been a long, grueling night if he couldn't get that fight to the ground. He's really solid there.
3 wins, all out of wins, all via submission. It's been quite the ride for him. Submitted Donnie Bay in the first round, Gordon Wu in the third, and Wilhelm Schrei in the second. Let's see. Good stand-up here again. Not to discount the stand-up game. The Tumor of Justice's stand-up game just as impressive.
Absolutely. He's taking some big shots though, but I think he's got plenty of power of his own right, and Branson's going to have to be very careful. He does not want to, give up a submission very easily.
And there you see he goes right for it, the triangle choke. Just wraps those legs around the shoulder and the neck of Branston. And again, maybe it was just the weakness of his radiation muscles in his legs. And that will bring an end to the first round. Again, we apologize for the clock issues we were having.
You got to win this round. You win this round, you got to
There is
fight.
a lot of blood and I imagine one of those uppercuts might have done that, pouring from the nose of the tumor of justice and a cut under the eye of Branston. These two went to war.
Absolutely. I think the tumor might be in worse shape, you know, not just for the fact that it's obstructing his breathing, but I just don't know if he's got a lot of blood cells he can be giving up like this, whereas Branston, he seems to be in fine health, so I think that cut shouldn't be too much of a factor.
Yeah, we're seeing that. That's more than one time we saw that that uppercut from the stuffed takedown. That is not just one thing over and over. He hit that multiple times on the tumor of justice. So we'll see if he can continue this on.
Are you ready?
In the second round.
Let's go, guys. Fight.
Our clock is back and up and running again. We apologize for that confusion. Didn't matter actually because we didn't have a first round finish. So I can tell you that it did go the full 2.5 minutes. Clinch game now. Again, Branston really, I feel like we haven't really gotten much of a feel of Branston. He's got 2 decision wins. He's ground him out. He suffered an early knockout in the his first fight against Gordon Wu, but he's come back and taken wins over Ken Dahl and Donnie Bay, both very formidable opponents.
Absolutely. You know, it's still early. I mean, this is everyone's, you know, 4th fight. Still learning a lot about all of these men. You know, Tumor, he's a submission specialist, but he's shown some pretty solid stand-up skills, even though he just is not doing so great in terms of getting the fight to the ground so far.
Submission time. Branston will take the mount and unable to capitalize one punch, and it was caught. And the Tumor of Justice that superhuman, more literal than we care to admit, strength. Him off and takes the mount himself. Now he's looking to ground and pound.
Watch that wrist control.
He's able to just posture up with 1 minute to go in the second round.
Stay tight in there. Game plan, buddy. Control his hands.
Yeah, the Tumor is looking to try and he's landing some good elbows.
Big one there.
He's
This could be
going
it.
looking for that arm bar. I don't know if I would have done that. I think continuing the ground and pound would have been the better option. You know, both these guys are slippery. It's late in the second round. You know, Branston is always kind of wet with pickle brine, so it's going to be hard to get this submission anyway off of him.
Listen, much like all professionals, he treats and sells. He's got lasting power. You know, you have an opportunity to finish someone like Dale Branston. You take that right away. I think you're right that was a mistake by the Tumor of Justice.
Time, guys.
You know, again, goes with what he knows. That submission, that arm bar. And it goes
One
now to a
quick thing, when
third
you go
round.
jab,
And
bro,
this
come back
might
with the
last.
jab. Don't come back with
I
the
think
hook. He's
the
leaning
veteran
back. You'll
looks
catch him with the
for,
jab. Awesome.
Veteran
Hey,
looks
look
for
score.
Dale Branston.
All you need to do is score. You score with that.
Yeah, I think Branston won that first round. Tumor might have gotten the second. He was maybe a little closer with that submission in the armbar in this one than he was that triangle at the end of the first. But you know, he's used a lot of energy in attempting these takedowns. He might not have a lot left going into this third. I'm not sure.
Fair assessment, a very fair assessment. And yeah, we're seeing like you can see the Tumor of Justice just dominating on the ground. That one, that entire that fight right there.
Are you ready? Are you ready?
We're gonna see what the
Let's go, guys.
third
Fight.
round has in store. Another 2.5 minutes to go. Branston in the pickle green shorts.
Lead uppercut.
Tumor of Justice in the blue with yellow tights.
9-2.
Branston is getting very spicy with this stand-up on the Tumor. Oh, but he gets dropped. Absolutely.
That might have been a huge mistake for Branston. He's paying it now.
Yeah, he got pushed to that cage, and it's tough to defend a takedown when you're pushed right up against that cage of this octagonal-like structure.
No doubt about it.
Down with a good one.
How this plays out.
Another armbar attempt from the Tumor.
That has been his way of defeating opponents. I guess for those of you mix it. I think this is where again, I don't want to discount that these are amateurs fighting, literally learning on the fly how to fight. A professional might be changing his strategy at this point, knowing that a submission hasn't worked. If you have a guy hurt, you take whatever method you can.
Absolutely, but you also, the Tumor, as he's going for a Kimura here, but that armbar attempt, he made no effort to break Branston's grip. He just was tugging in the same way. He wasn't changing up his attack, even on the armbar. And there's a lot of ways to finish it, but he just simply doesn't know them. And Tumor is, I think, really gassing his arms out, looking for these submissions. He's gonna have to go for something because it looks like he's losing this round, and that might lose him this fight.
It's getting a little bit dicey for the Tumor of Justice, perhaps the first loss of his tournament.
Oh, nice reversal, though.
He does take the top position, but I think he's got to do a little bit more. Again, maybe the judges see something late in the round on late charge. Maybe what wins it if it gets this close. He's going for a Kilo.
He's going for it, but I don't. I thought he might not have enough time, but Branson slipped out of it before, and
Stop. Fight's over, guys.
He would have snapped with a nice, crisp snap sound if he were done, but not the case. We go to the judges for this, our first fight. What a fight it was. Again, for being a decision, it was quite the exciting fight.
absolutely. And as we mentioned earlier, I mean, this is the first time the Tumor of Justice is seeing the end of a third round, which it's familiar territory for Branston.
As the first decision for the Tumor of Justice, he did have an early submission victory in the third round in his second fight, but this is the longest he has gone. Familiar territory to Branston. We're going to see what the decision says. The judges are making their decision. We have our winner, and it's Dale Branston. Branston serves up in a jar the first loss of the Tumor of Justice. He moves up to 9 points and puts himself within touching distance of first place in Group A.
I know both men are now 3-1, but that feels like kind of an upset with how decisive the Tumor has been so far in this these series of fights.
No doubt about that, but we're going to stick with Group A and see if we can tell a little bit more about the story leading into our final fight of the group stage. It's Woo and Try. I think he'd like to finish one tonight. And his opponent, assailant number 3,
absolutely. Shry, I think, will take anything at this point.
Ready?
Wu is
Ready?
hoping to maybe get back into contention with an impressive
fight.
victory.
Here we go, getting things started. In the black star on the high kick already. Shry going for the takedown. I think that's probably the smart decision. Leads him right to a guillotine. Shry, the smaller in stature, I think he's going to want to close that distance. And he did the right thing, but he just left his neck out.
Yeah, he telegraphed the hell out of that takedown attempt, just shooting from halfway across the cage, and yeah, he's lucky he hasn't been submitted and the fight's over, but he's making some moves here in top mount.
Definitely is, and he's actually gotten
Yeah, he might be taking Shry a little lightly, which is always a mistake to underestimate any opponent.
about that. I think Shry, let's get up. Goes to the
Oh,
right hand and just ducks it. I think it looked incredible. They both were going through it. You don't see that too often.
Oh, big uppercut. That's one way to avoid a flying knee, just to completely duck under it entirely.
Throw yourself right to the ground. I think if I saw a man like Gordon Wu jumping, looking to knee me in the face, I think I'd fall to the ground dead as well.
Yeah, just simply let his momentum pass over yours, and you'll be safe.
Of course, there is the matter of having to get up and the back. Assault. The man assaulting you. Is in fact still on his feet. Knows exactly where you are. And Wu, speaking of that, knows exactly where his fists are landing. He's landing some really good shots. The pace of Shry, who is struggling to get off his mat.
Yeah, Shry's in trouble. He hasn't had a lot of success so far in all these fights. I mean, he's looked pretty decent here, but he's still in a tough spot in this particular bout against Gordon Wu.
He's got him up against the cage. They're still in the first round. Shry looking to try to make his way to a second round.
Left arm inside.
Patience, 2 seconds.
He's going into the second round. Once before his last fight, he's going to do it again. Prior to that, he's been finished in the
He's
first
tired.
round.
His legs are tired from trying to hold that big
Fights.
Okay, push the pace. Push the pace.
All right, first round. I think it started off strong.
You're never against the cage. You turn him. I want you kneeing or digging to the body. Now, on the ground,
I would
you
have
can
to
catch
agree.
him all day long in that triangle and that arm.
Shry had some decent moments at the very beginning of the fight, but Wu quickly took control and maintained control for the remainder of that first round.
No doubt about that. That we see the uppercut early on.
Nice close-up. The camera work, for someone who is not getting paid, they're doing some great work out there.
Don't vary from the
No doubt
game
about
plan. Are you
that.
paying
They are
attention to me?
really,
Don't vary from the game
trying
plan.
to get in there without any sort of care or regard for their own bodies and safety. That is not
Gentlemen,
in any way asked
ready?
of them.
Ready?
We can't speak for Mr. Norris and Mr. Naga. Perhaps he has asked them.
Let's fight.
Their own health for the sake of the shot. We go to the second round, and again, Shry going for that takedown. Stuffed this time. Good sprawl by Wu.
Yeah, trying to get the fight somewhere where he's not getting kneed in the head, but just unable. And, oh, that was
Just like that, it's over.
that was just a horrific amount of damage.
In such a fast amount of time, Gordon Wu, TKO victory. It just happened so fast. It's that quickly. He can just turn the lights out on you.
Yeah, that ending knee to the body was disgusting. I'm honestly surprised Shry didn't barf right then and there. That was a heavy knee.
Something would have to give or leave. I think at that point the punches were just really just demoralizing him. That knee points and everything like that, here's a brief explanation of how this tournament works.
The Global MEGAfist 12 is a grueling competition like nothing ever seen before in mixed martial arts. First, the 12 fighters are drawn at random into 2 groups of 6 fighters each. Each fighter will face off against the other 5 in their group. A win is worth 3 points, while a draw is worth 1. In addition, bonus points are awarded for how fast a fight is won. Winning in the 3rd round is worth 4 total points, a 2nd round win is worth 5, and finishing a fight in the 1st round gets you 6 points in all. After all 5 rounds of competition, the 2 fighters who finish in last place are relegated from Global MEGAfist 12 and must earn their way back in next season. They will be replaced by 2 fighters from the HyperFist qualifying tournament. The 2 5th place fighters will be matched up against 2 more fighters from the HyperFist qualifiers, with the winners earning their spot in next season's Global MEGAfist 12. The top 2 fighters from each group advance to the semifinals, where the 1st place fighter from each group will take on the 2nd place fighter from the other. The winners of these fights will do battle for the championship. It all comes down to one thing: win, and win fast, and the title of Global MEGAfist 12 champion awaits.
May have just passed Election Day in these United States. Let you know that is not the case. Jerome Glorioso, he's stuck with being the president of that set of islands that just isn't.
Are you ready? Let's fight!
Here we go, getting things started. Menovich in the scrubs, Glorioso in the blue. Good exchange from the start. And a big lead. Glorioso. Not even 30 seconds into this. Oh, and he drops him! 30 seconds in, drops him right on the nut. And just on that, it's over.
My goodness.
He drops him with the uppercut, finishes it with the punches. And well, there's no need to worry about Jerome Glorioso. He is going into the final fight of the group stage undefeated. A first round victory, 32 seconds.
I was completely taken off guard with how quickly Glorioso finish that fight. I mean, I know Medovic isn't the greatest competitor in Global MEGAfist, but 32 seconds is outstanding. You know, Glorioso may not want to be the ruler, the duly elected ruler, but seems more than happy in dishing out punishment to his opponents. That was impressive.
So much of that just coming as rage and anger and frustration. He is really putting it out there. And Upperberg versus Pagliacci is going to be coming up next. Pagliacci, sad crying clown, really trying to rouse up this crowd. Very unlike his very somber performances, his fighting very different. Very progressive man telling us how to get to Upperberg Avenue. Very catch and solve. Want to go to Upperberg Avenue. Much the second this is a kid's dream match, or perhaps a nightmare match for some. It's Upperberg and Pagliacci very close to the same. His stats on the tip of the tape. 1 and 2, 5 points. Important fight.
Oh, absolutely. You know, this is kind of a make or break fight. We'll see who gets made and who gets broke.
Ready, set,
Are you ready?
and getting things going.
Let's go, guys.
Now we
Fight.
have our second fight of Group B, our fourth fight of the night. Upperberg in the green, covered in the letters and numbers. Pagliacci in the white, and without making, well, you know, at this point, if you can't tell which one's the clown and which one's the guy who makes children's TV programs, I'm not sure what I can do now.
Yeah, you know, it's pretty obvious who's who, but you know, it's always helpful for first-time viewers. You know, hopefully we're gaining new viewers every episode. But yeah, the guy who likes clowns is pretty obvious here.
Yeah, no doubt about that. We thank you, of course, if you are joining us for the first time. Welcome. This is Global MEGAfist 12, episode 11. Unique fighting tournament like no other at the amateur level. As good armbar attempt by Pagliacci with 90 seconds to go in the first round. Again, 150 seconds, that's 2.5 minutes. Goes mathematically uninclined. Amateurs here fighting. Group stage type battle, 5 group stage battles. And of course, the top 2 in each group will make it to the semifinals. I think if I'm looking at my math correctly, Jerome Glorioso has in fact made his way into the semifinals with that win just by 19 points. Well, and depending on how our main event, Jeff Hall versus Paranormal goes. Oh, and an E-bar attempt. It looked like it was just kind of a bit of a stalemate. I'm not sure what Pagliacci was going for there.
It looked like he was just kind of grabbing a leg to kill some time. To be honest, he wasn't really looking to torque that knee or to lock it down or anything. Not that he would necessarily know how to do those. But you never know. He might have picked up something maybe on the streets of, I don't know, Paris, Milan, wherever sad
Sure, I imagine Street Fights
European
happened.
clown.
Nice.
I imagine
Yeah.
there's in the other parts of. Why wouldn't there be? Yeah.
Makes sense. I mean, there's people. People like to fight. Another armbar attempt. See if he can lock it down before the clock goes.
Stop. Time, guys.
I think maybe about 5 more seconds he might have had it.
Get that back and fight that 2-on-1. If he gets that body lock, you gotta fight it off.
Just because he teaches
You swim that arm
elementary
over.
school doesn't mean he's an
Swim that
he's an
arm over.
elementary
I want fours and
educated
fives
man.
with the punches now, all right?
Then
We
again,
can't hold back
he's
now.
improved
Cannot
his
hold back.
Intelligence is
Good. Okay. He's tired. His legs are tired from trying to hold that figure four.
And he
Gotta
also
push your
thought
pace.
that calling something a puppet was a good idea. So, it's maybe the situation is kind of making itself more known as we think about it.
context clues, I guess you're saying. I guess it's a branding opportunity, but it's just not a very good one.
Yeah.
Gets that back, you fight that 2-on-1. If he gets that body lock, you gotta fight it off.
I do know that he more than likely lost that first round. Mr. Fuppenberg is going to definitely need a much stronger showing here in round 2.
Let's go, guys. Fight.
About that round 2 getting started, and again, the takedown right off the bat is Pagliacci. Pagliacci's only win, a submission win over Chet Lama. Like I said, that's his second fight. There.
You gotta fight for the underhook.
The third round in both of his losses. So Pagliacci maybe looking to go for the quick win. He's got a aura. Fuppenberg just doesn't seem to know how to. He's constantly on the defense. Doesn't have any chance to actually mount the offense on this.
Absolutely, he's got to keep his arms and legs inside the right at all times. Otherwise, Pagliacci's gonna go home with something.
No doubt about that. Very busy with these rounds. Just keeping Fuppenberg on the defense on him. Oh, look, Fuppenberg getting them out. Big elbows. Oh, he is hammering him down onto the face of Pagliacci.
Absolutely, that's some big shots, and we know how Pagliacci got those scars now after those big elbows.
No doubt about that. And this is a chance for Fuppenberg to take control of this fight. Pagliacci, I guess, using those big feet, which again, if you're allowed big shoes, I don't know if he's the kind that wears the big shoes. He's sad. Very introspective. Going for an arm triangle, a head and arm choke. Cutting off the blood supply. He's getting really, he's got an ending deep, Lucille. This might be it. He's going, you see his eyes start to glaze over.
That is absolutely deep, and he's posted out, and he's got the tap. Outstanding performance by Leon Pagliacci.
Pagliacci, indeed, he just screams out that I am Pagliacci. The catchphrase, and he taps out Master of Puppets. Go for Fuppenberg. Suffers another loss, has not had a win since his first fight. Pagliacci puts him in the driver's seat with 10 points. Very winnable fight against Slobodan Medovich. Finish things off. Is shaking out. Aaron Norman, our host, not going to really just get a big rough win. Like to move it out of contention. Taking this Pacific Alliance spot in the semis. That will be just a second. What a win by Pagliacci. Coming up in just a moment is our next fight. Donnie Bay versus Ken Dahl. It should be an interesting one. A lot of implications for the group and anyone currently clinching a spot in the semifinals. Of course, we'll go over that before the end of the night. It'll be better to know when we have everyone at 4 fights. But of course, we want to talk to you about what we're going to see at our next show. Ignore the date up top. That is an error. That will be next week. We have our lightweights going through the same task. There is your matchups. Our main event will be Beginnis Swordhouse and Rob Lynn, the two 3-0 fighters, the ones that all but have a hand on the semifinals from Group B. They do battle. One of them is pretty much going to clinch a spot in the semis. Meanwhile, we have fighters like Miroslav Florislava looking to move even further into the semifinals. A very different picture in either group of the lightweights, but that's why this is an exciting competition. You never know what story those 6 fighters are going to tell when it comes down to their final fights.
Absolutely. When we started this regular season, I wouldn't have guessed that Rob Lynn would be 3-0. I mean, a guy like Beginner Swordhouse, a Renaissance fair enthusiast, a big burly guy, that I could see running through this competition. But someone like Lynn is just very impressive so far with his skill set, and I'm seeing in that bottom left corner Miroslav Florislava, and my throat's already starting to itch, so I'm getting a little upset, Derek. I hate to admit bias as a commentator, but I'm not a fan of having to call Miroslav's fights.
No doubt about that. We'll have to get the hazmat suits and or the we'll have to figure something out for this. I'm not entirely certain what will be what'll work here, but hopefully something. And it's best to just enjoy the healthy air at the moment while we have it. So we go on to our next fight coming up in just a few. It is time for our final 2 fights of the evening. It is Donnie Bay and Ken Don.
Yeah, this is a desperate time for both men, and hopefully we'll see both guys just, throw everything they got out into this octagonal sort of shaped cage-like structure and just, really leave it all out there.
No doubt about that. Again,
Let's fight!
Round 1, 100 seconds on the clock. Attempt that touching gloves like past the leg in red lifeguard shorts. Ken Dahl, if we can only describe it as unsettling at best.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the only benefit is that he has been, or it has been confirmed that those are shorts, and he's just not completely smooth below the waist.
We don't necessarily know that either. I don't care to know that, and then we'll make a punch right through that area. So I think they're just
Patience. Keep stepping the
for us,
outside.
Donnie Paya, those punches up, as they would say.
Keep his hands facing away.
Not really a line of question necessarily.
Yeah, you're absolutely correct. It's frankly none of our business. He's wearing a garment, and that's all that's required of him. So let's just
It's Missouri. We can even really lean on the garment they can wear. I mean, it doesn't really necessarily matter if someone came in shorts like that.
yeah. I mean, of course, Miroslav next week is going to do his thing.
Asbestos, no doubt about that. I mean, again, I presume that's a swimsuit that Donnie Bay is wearing as he takes him out. And boy, that's going to be a lot of chafing if that's a netted mesh swimsuit. That mesh liner is really going to just rub up against the innards, and maybe that just kind of encourages him to finish this fight a little quicker. It's got to be going for an arm triangle. It's almost like a reverse CPR.
Yeah, looking to cut off the air of Mr. Dahl. I don't know if he's got the. No, he didn't have the angle correct to get the tap.
Good attempt, and maybe something a little later in the fight. Again, going for a submission. Again, going for the arm bar. Not a lot of time left. 10 seconds in this first round. And I gotta say, I might have to give it to Bay at this point. He's already bloodied up Dahl a little bit.
Clean break, guys. Clean break.
And a couple of submissions. He stayed busy on top. I think that's Bay's round.
Try to spin him around.
I would have to agree. Bay looked pretty good in that opening 2.5 minutes. We'll see what kind of adjustments Dahl can make coming out of that corner.
Be there. Finish this fight. Get it over with. He is not as good as you.
I've heard kids say
All
that.
right?
I'm not sure what that means, but it seemed like a thing that kids say.
I'll take your word for it. I really just know what fighters like to talk about, and I don't recall having ever heard any of them talk about bays.
Fair enough.
You can
Trying
be
to
here.
keep up to
Heavy
date with
hands
what
for
the
me.
kids are
Heavy
saying,
hands for me,
and
all right?
that's not entirely something I'm aware of, but again, round two, Bay and Dahl.
Are you ready? Are you
Well, I mean, kids got to get kids to become fighters because they got to come from somewhere. So I salute your efforts, Derek.
Believe me, I am trying. My scores to the right. Always try to move away from the topic of what the pay scale is. Of course, there is the true spirit of the sport is the amateur ranks not getting paid. And here comes Donnie Bay with basically almost a fireman's carry, like he was rescuing Dahl from the depths of the ocean, and goes right into the arm bar.
He's liking that armbar. Don't know if it's the best move he could be going for. I mean, he's landed some good shots, but Dahl's landed some good shots standing up as well. So maybe the ground game is what Bay is thinking is his best avenue for victory.
He's definitely yanking at the various limbs of Dahl like they were stuck in the ocean and in need of being rescued. Dahl slid back home nicely, just poking and prodding elbow designed entirely to cut.
Yeah, just a short chopping elbow, coming basically right up the middle of the guard. But Bay with a reversal. See, he's looking for a leg lock. See if he can cinch this in and send Dahl limping home.
There you go, nice.
Just something, I guess, going on
Bay's got a lot of power in his legs. I assume that's from running on beaches on sand all the time. That really gives a lot of strength to his double leg shots. Big throw from Bay at the end of the round. I think Bay's got another one in the bag.
That looks really good for Donnie Bay.
Sit down.
Nothing, though.
Hey, that's close. You don't sit there and judge it, all right? You go out there and just keep fighting hard. Hey, this is your time.
You got to punish him at that range. All right. Go to the body and press him back.
So again,
Right? You feel most of that guard. Bring out that combat, dude. Get yourself, okay?
and he
Yeah.
stayed in it.
Some guys just tend to wear punches really well, and you know they can have a lot of shots land on them and don't really get cut or bruised too bad. And some guys, their skin tears like tissue paper, and we're kind of seeing both worlds in this fight because both men have landed a lot of heavy blows, but Bay's cut under his eye, on his cheeks, and Dahl is his face looks pretty much unscathed.
That liver kick's working. Everything you're doing is working. He's loading up.
No doubt about that.
Okay, fighters, are
Very
you ready?
interesting,
Are you ready?
Very interesting strategy.
Let's fight.
We got 5 minutes. We're done.
Right up again. There we go. Beautiful.
Again, Bay going with the takedowns again. I like just to be sure, you don't want to ever leave it in the hands of the judges. Any sort of opportunity to really to put a finish to this. Again, there's points on the line. 4 points for either of these fighters.
Yeah,
It would do wonders. It would put them,
Keep angling. Keep angling.
in tied for first. Bay back in contention with 10.
Nice.
Yeah, but I think in a situation like this, you're not thinking about points. You're just thinking about how do I get this guy to stop punching me. For Donnie Bay, it seems to be to get the fight to the ground, and for Kendall, it's just to punch the other guy better than he's been punching me. So, two different styles we're seeing, and Bay so far has been really good at implementing his.
And we're seeing really just neutralizing everything.
Yeah, Bay is he's pretty good shooting in from distance, but he's had a few clinch throws, but he's really good at that that big power blast double from outside range, and Dahl is just smothering him. He landed some good shots with that Muay Thai clinch earlier, but from striking range, Dahl is really putting in a lot of good work.
No doubt about that. Again, 25 seconds to go here. Very close.
9-2. He won't come forward.
There's a takedown stuffed.
Yeah, it's actually unusual. And again, the second attempt, Dahl just
We got 20 seconds.
falls over. I think 5 seconds ago, we were most likely going to the judge's decision. Dahl and
That's it.
Bay,
It's over.
very close fight. I think either fighter really put that much of a look at the damage on Bay. Bay looks absolutely spent. Very surprising.
Yeah, he really went all out for a lot of those takedowns, and he ate some punches going in trying to get him, and that's gonna get you tired really quickly.
About that, when we go to our judge's decision again, we'll be coming into any of those factors. Will it come down to the Netflix recommendation? That could be the great equalizer in all of this. We have a winner. The judges have given it to Ken Dahl.
That is a big surprise.
3 major points to Dom. Tim at 14 points. And just 1 point shy of the Tuber of Justice. Silly, you're looking shocked.
Yeah, I have got to find out what he recommended on Netflix to those judges to put him over the edge, because inside the cage he didn't really do enough, in my opinion, to win this one. But I'm not a judge. I'm not from Missouri, so you know, I guess that's just an opinion.
Ready?
Yeah, he he might have just had something click. Sometimes it's something in training, some specific thing that really turns the fighter's career around. And Chet Lama might have gotten that, because he is that fight last time out. He looked very impressive. Oh, but Paranorman is just landing these big shots on that takedown attempt. Early triangle.
This might be the time to get one again. Roddy's quiet's not cinched in his submission very easily. But again, with all your strength and wherewithal at the time, to slide out of it. Again, something we say, professionals, these are amateurs, and again, still plays into factor. Paranorman goes back into the guard. Triangle again.
Going back to that well. Let's maybe he felt something in Norman, just was susceptible to it. I don't know.
Is the hill he's willing to die on, much like the one he snapped.
Oh my God!
What an upset!
Holy cow!
Well, he took away
Unbelievable.
the air and the blood circulation. Maybe he took out a couple of spirits from the body of Paranorman. Chet Lama, just like that, back in contention. And looking at the standings as they're being passed to me, this is going to be very interesting. We're going to get to them in just a moment, as that was our last fight of the night. What an upset we are going. We're going to have, I can't even tell you what on earth just happened. Paranorman, our host, so used to getting these wins, playing the long game. Perhaps that's the way to beat him. And see if we step, we surprise him early. Maybe that's the case.
Yeah, I think Chet Lama just didn't go into this fight scared of Paranorman or his horde of ghosts. Lama has seen a lot, meditating up on the rolling hills of North Alabama, and he was totally calm in that fight, and he knew he was getting that triangle, and he locked it up very quickly.
He reached a Zen-like state, and he wasn't afraid of no ghost, getting a victory, the first loss delivered to Paranorman, our host. We'll go through the results right now. Let's talk about big wins for Ken Dahl and Dale Branston. Gordon Wu, a much-needed TKO victory as well. And this is how the standings look again. Episode 14 will be at a later date. That will be announced at a later date, of course. But we're looking at the standings. Tumor of Justice, Ken Dahl, 1 and 2 with a point apart. Gordon Wu, very much within shouting distance. He's got Donnie Bay. That should be an easy fight. Wilhelm Schrei taking on Dale Branston, and Ken Dahl versus the Tumor of Justice. Well, that is going to be the fight to look at. That fight is absolutely for first place in the semifinals. Not saying that both couldn't make it. Man, that is going to be an interesting final fight in a couple of weeks.
Absolutely, but I'm looking at Dale Branston going up against Wilhelm Schrei, and if he can get a first round finish, that'd put him at 15. It'd be pushing it, but Schrei's the kind of guy that you can get an early finish against. That'll be interesting, but yeah, that Dahl and Tumor fight, that is going to be interesting. Especially we're going to see Tumor see what he's going to be like coming off of his first loss.
It absolutely has been a night for first losses, and how they recalibrate, how they recoup, and just get their mindset as we go from Group B. Chet Lama with that upset victory. We're setting up for a 4-0 versus 4-0 fight with Paranorman and Glorioso. We're still going to get it. It's still going to be 1 versus 2 as well, but it's going to be under different circumstances. Pagliacci also with the win. This is how the table looks. Jerome Glorioso basically is through. There's no way he is the only name in this division that has already clinched a semifinal berth. He cannot fall below, even with a loss to Paranorman, he cannot fall below second place. Chet Lama cannot catch him. However, Paranorman, with that loss tonight, has just opened the door for Lama and Pagliacci. Both have, they're facing the bottom 2 fighters in Kuppenberg and Medovich. Paranorman's kind of in a must-win situation, so.
Yeah, that is a tough hill he's got to climb. Glorioso has looked devastating. Lama, if he can turn it around, dropping his first 2 fights and then storming out to win the final 3 and make the playoffs, that'll be very impressive. I'm not trying to play favorites or anything, but just the story of a guy like Chet Lama, coming back to just his upset over Paranorman is incredible to me.
Stories are weaving through this group, and again, even if the next fight is the end for Chet Lama for this season, it does have its own little sub-story in there of getting that big victory over someone that up until this point we have not figured out a way. I've not seen how he could be stopped. It turns out you just get him by surprise. Lucille, thank you as always. It has been a great night of fights. It's great to be back here with MEGAfist 12. I think we should do it again next week at this point, only with the lightweights this time.
That sounds very good to me. I look forward to it.
No doubt. Well, that is good.